Hello there guys, welcome back to another live video. Bang on 7 o'clock. I didn't keep anyone waiting. I kept to my schedule because I'm a wonderful person. And for once I wasn't really late. How you all doing to everyone joining in on this stream? Already absolutely shit tons of you watching, which is absolutely fantastic. 105 people. And once again there's only 38 likes, so make sure to hit that like button. Nice graphics, thank you very much. I got a little scrolling thing at the bottom down here so you can see all the headlines that we're going to discuss about today, because it's been a very busy day in the world of Manchester City news. Seriously, it's just been ridiculous. There's been so much going on. We're going to discuss all that today. We're going to say hello to everyone joining in. Hello to Sam, to Anders, to the Goat Messi, to Pacey King, to Danny, to Moody, to Cameron, to Loof, to Robert, to Niall, to Nave, to Man City fan, to Trap, to Pacey King, Brian Long. Brian reckons I'm a legend. Well, I reckon you're all legends. Emil says, hi dad, hi son. Apparently I'm a dad now. It's a wonderful time to be alive. I didn't even have to do any of the hard work either. It's great news. Anyway, thank you all for joining in. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit subscribe. We're going to talk about all the stuff scrolling from the bottom. I'm going to start initially with this news about Nathan Ake that you can see currently scrolling very slowly across your screen in a horizontal manner. And Nathan Ake apparently is going to be a Manchester City player. I actually heard about it this morning. Genuinely, a City fan DM'd this morning at 9 o'clock saying, by the way, someone I know works for Bournemouth. He's good mates with someone who's very high up at Bournemouth, and City have just had a deal agreed with him for 40 million. I was like, okay. You hear that stuff all the time every now and then when you've got a decent social following. People just send you the stuff, and I kind of thought nothing of it, and then 2 hours later it broke that it had actually been true. So fair play to that guy who DM'd me this morning. It was actually bang on true. He was ahead of the news there, and I wish I took it seriously and tweeted out myself, because I would have broke the news, but I didn't have the balls to do it, unfortunately. But on this front, I'll get the elephant out of the room straight away. It's probably about 10 million too much, if we're being honest. If it was about 30 million, I'd be a lot happier. But having said that, it's also Ferran Torres is about 20 million cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So they kind of cancel out. We're getting Ferran Torres and Ake for about £60 million. And honestly, that's a really good bunch of signings. Ake is a good player. Is he a perfect player? No. But is he better than what we've got? I genuinely think he's better than Otamendi, definitely. And he's the one who's going to be replacing this squad. And I really think he is. He's also constantly fit. He's always fit. He's not injured all the time. He actually played season before and the season after that. Prior to that, he played all 38 games, and he played 30 this season as well. So he's definitely a lot more reliable on that front. He's basically really experienced and all that kind of stuff. And I'll get onto that in a bit. Thomas B, thank you very much. Keep doing more live streams, mate. I will if everyone enjoys the live streams. Thomas, you're a hero. Thank you very much, Thomas. I love you loads. But I will keep doing these live streams if you keep enjoying them. I'm going to try and do all these live streams around 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock during the transfer window, because I think it's a good way to catch up on all the news. But back to Ake, he's a good player, and the one thing I like about Ake is that he's not probably going to come in and start alongside Laporte. He will obviously every now and then, but he's clearly an alternative to Laporte, because we really like balance in the team. We like left footers on the left side, right footers on the right side, and when Laporte's not there, basically we are lacking that footballing balance basically. And one thing we've got to remember, which I've not really seen anyone talk about yet, is next season is a weird season. There's going to be an incredible amount of games. There's going to be a shit ton of games. Basically, there's going to be no breaks because of the pandemic. The season's starting later, but they're going to try and finish it at the same time. So we're going to have a month's worth of extra games to try and actually squeeze into one smaller calendar. So we're going to be playing an awful lot of games. There's going to be an awful lot of rotation, and that is where someone like Nathan Ake can be worth his weight in gold. A very experienced player. He's only like 24, 25, something like that, and he made his debut back in 2012. He's been playing senior level football for 8 years already, which is just absolutely astonishing. He's been around the Netherlands squad. He's played for Chelsea. He's been in championship battles. He's been around the Premier League for ages. He's had a wide range of experience, and he's a little bit of a leader. And as Vertigo just said, Nathan Ake is class. We all might disagree. Vertigo, thank you very much, pal. Love you loads. But Nathan Ake is a good player. Hopefully he is class as well. But what I'm going to say is basically we've got a very balanced player, and he actually solves a few problems. He gives us a left-back cover as well. He also can play him holding midfielder. He also allows us to play free at the back, and he gives us pace at the back, which is absolutely crucial. And he just doesn't make mistakes. Now, having said that, there are some question marks. I will not deny that. He isn't very good in the air. He's only 5'11". He's got a big leap, but he actually wins a very small amount of headers, unfortunately. So hopefully he doesn't get challenged in the air too much. But I'm hoping that when he's playing in defence, maybe he's alongside someone taller at right centre back. But that's something to worry about at a later date. For now, we've got a very experienced, left-footed, fast defender who knows the game. He can pass it around. He's very intelligent as well, and he basically balances out pretty well. Now, one thing is that, as Cameron just said, the price maybe does put a slight down on it for Cameron. I understand that. Stein, I'm pretty good, thank you. Stein, cos I'm good. I hope you're well too. 500 viewers, by the way, and 161 likes. This is the point where I have to go. Press the like button. Don't get me angry. I'm actually not going to get angry. I'm a chill guy. By the way, Nicola's just lay over there in the background on Deliveroo, looking at Registry Barbecue. So she's been paid today. She's feeding flush. And I don't blame her. So I'm getting a dirty chicken burger. It's going to be good. But anyway, Nick is there before anyone wonders where she is. He's not 6'4" Welshie. I wish he was. He's only 5'11" or something like that. But in general, I'm not going to say Ake is going to change the world. But do I think he's going to be better than what we've got currently? I do. I genuinely think I do. I really believe he'll get better. And what's to say he won't be some kind of David Alaba type sensation under Guardiola? An intelligent footballer who can pass, who's fast, and he's susceptible to learning, and he's a bit of a leader, and he's never really gets injuries. It's an expensive deal, but probably I wouldn't be surprised if City. This is how it works. They might have had a set amount of money available, basically. I love the lights going up, by the way. I like the idea you're all listening and go, oh shit, Steven said that, sorry guys, and then it actually goes up. It's nice to see a direct reaction to what I've just said. Thank you. Effect and cause, I guess. But it's really good to see, basically, us get someone in who I think is experienced and reliable, and I'm happy about this. Also, don't forget as well, we might have to wait a little bit, unfortunately. He's apparently currently on he's on a family holiday, which isn't ideal, so we're going to have to wait maybe until he gets back from holiday to complete the transfer. So it might be next week, unfortunately, but that is what it is, unfortunately. It's just we're going to have to wait and be patient. One thing as well, by the way, I like the fact that he scores goals. He's a goal-scoring defender, which is just useful. It's useful to have someone who's good in the air at corners who can score goals. It's massively useful. Now, on to other... excuse me, drank my tea, went down the wrong way. On to other players, a lot of people asking questions about the idea of Koulibaly. I think it's one of those things where it's either or. It's not like we're going to get Ake and that's it now. I think basically, I reckon we had a set budget for Torres and Ake. I reckon we were like, if we can get them both for like 60-ish million, then we're happy about that. And I think that's happened. I think we got Torres a bit cheaper than planned, and we're getting Ake a little bit more expensive than planned, but largely they're chipped into the same budget, if that makes sense. I don't think we've gone above our budget yet, and we've got loads of money for a senior centre-back as well, alongside the poor. And I'm fine with this. I'm not saying this, once again, this is a world-class transfer, but I think this could be better than we realise. And as Nathan just asked, is he classified as a homegrown player? He is indeed, Nathan. He's classified as homegrown because of his time at Chelsea. And that's good. That's worth its weight in gold. Add a good several million on top of that as well because of that. And also... it's nice. It's good to know that we've got that homegrown thing. That means we can get a foreign player in, and it's all really, really good. Next bit of news on the agenda is David Silva could be going to Lazio. Now that's an interesting one, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that at all, but apparently, excuse me, Virgo's just he's good in the attacking wise. Vertigo. He actually, sorry to I just go back to David Silva. Vertigo said good in the air. You just said he was trash in the air. Attacking wise, he is for whatever reason. He's good at winning headers in the air. But I saw a stat. He's actually he's actually ranked 211th out of 230th at winning defensive duels, which isn't great. Which is just his thing, unfortunately. So he isn't actually good at that side of things in terms of the air defensively when the ball's lobbed up for him. But when he's running onto corners, going forward for whatever reason, he scores goals with headers. He's a good header, I guess, I guess I've seen the goals he scores from crosses, and it's ones where he's good at heading as opposed to good at leaping above people, if that makes sense. He's very accurate with his head. So when we're whipping it in, he just seems to score a lot of headed goals for Bournemouth because he's just good at heading as opposed to having a good aerial presence, if that makes sense. So I wanted to just clarify that there. And to Makoni Manaka, thank you very much for that little donation there, Makoni. You're an absolute hero. Thank you very much. No question, though, unfortunately. But basically... on to David Silva. What do we all make of this? He could be going to Lazio. That's interesting, isn't it? David Silva to Lazio. I think he just loves the idea of being in Sky Blue, which I am absolutely delighted by. So stay in Sky Blue, David Silva, or just stay here, really. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, to see him in Sky Blue next season. Why is it so loud, Stephen? I don't know. Is it loud? Is it loud, guys? I'll turn it down a little bit if it's a bit too loud. Oh, yeah, apparently it is. It should be a bit better now. I had the audio and put up a little bit too high. Fingers crossed that's better. Reynolds is still 50-50 in Ake, which is interesting. Fair enough, mate, but we'll see. I guess I don't blame anyone being not so sure about Ake. Xavi reckons he'll do brilliant in Italy. I hope you're right. I think he will do. Our Sky Blue Brothers don't mind it, really. Exactly. And Suas just said, what's his Foden's position next season? I think it will be midfield. I think every now and then he will play out wide, but I think largely it will be in midfield, and I'm totally and utterly fine with that. He'll play a lot next season because he'll force his way into it. Someone's just talked about, should we sign Harry Maguire for 150 million? Of course not. But when I raised that point, by the way, someone just asked a question for you, Nicola. Has Nicola ever tried the gluten-free tiger bread from Tesco? It's lovely. You have, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I bought it a few times for Nicola, and it's very nice.
You should buy it and make
I buy it.
Like Spanish.
I make us like a Spanish stew. But go back to football now. But yeah, she's had that. She's a celiac, Nicola. Well remembered. But basically, I don't know what I was saying, so I just stopped. But back onto Silva. I'd be very happy to go there. Ferran Torres. A bit of an update on this one. Ferran Torres, apparently the deal is closed according to the latest reports, which is interesting. It's just basically the clubs are still exchanging documents so they can both announce the transfer in an official way. The add-ons relate to a number of factors including goals, international appearances and trophies won. And he's going to have his medical in Barcelona. And also Yangel Herrera will be going on loan to Valencia as a separate deal, which is interesting. But I think that's one of those things that smoothed it over a little bit. Judela, yeah, I do love the salt from the fans today. But Ferran Torres, I think within the next couple of days, once again, I'm really happy, by the way, that we're going to have Torres and Ake just kind of get him done out of the way. So we're going to get basically the ones that are the squad reinforcements, the ones that are going to reinforce the squad. We're going to get them in, get them out of the way, and then we'll go for the big guys. The ones that are a little bit more tricky, maybe Koulibaly or someone like that. And then maybe someone else, maybe be a striker. There are rumours that City could go for a striker. But Torres, we've got to be patient. 700 people watching. Men, get the likes up. Once again, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, hit the like button, do it. I don't know where my phone is, so I don't know how many subscribers I've got right now, but I'll tell you. I think it's over there somewhere, the live one. But press the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Nicola, what are you doing over there? Alexa's getting in on the act, actually. It wasn't even Nicola. Just Alexa's just getting involved. You heard that. Alexa said something's gone wrong, apparently. Weirdly, there was lag at the same time, so maybe Alexa actually just knew there was lag. So, sorry about the lag. Two left-footed, will it work? Binet onto Ake. I don't see why not. I don't see why not at all. Why wouldn't it work? Why can you have two right-footed players but not two left-footed players? Also, he's going to often play instead of Laporte as opposed to with Laporte. But yeah, I don't see any reason why not. Kaz Assad, come on City indeed. But I got a feeling largely we're going to get these two out of the way, then go for the big players. Someone just asked about Garcia. Alex asked about Garcia. Barcelona's apparently really pushing for Eric Garcia. According to Sport, which is a Spanish paper, Barca are hoping that Man City centre-back will sign for the club in August. Sport claiming that he really wants to go there as well, which is obviously be a massive blow. But we'll see on that one. I've got a feeling... I don't know. I've got a feeling we'll have to be patient. I've got a feeling he might end up staying. But at the same time, this is the way I see it. If Eric Garcia wanted to go, I would bring Thingy back, Tosin Adarabioyo. I would really be totally fine for that. I'd be totally fine for it. But I think Garcia will stay. We're just got to be careful on this front. Maybe if we sign Koulibaly and Ake, you might be like, well, I want to go, which is understandable on that front, even if we do move Stones and Otamendi on. But we'll just have to go see how it goes. I think he's very much 50-50 at the moment, so we'll just have to be patient. Judila reckons Taylor Howard-Bellis is better, but I reckon he needs a bit more football, Taylor Howard-Bellis. Maybe a loan somewhere. Stones was money for Skriniar. Baker, I don't think Stones would go to Italy for one. Who knows, maybe he would do, but he's very much an English lad. He's a homely boy. He likes, his family's all over in Yorkshire. I can't really see him leaving to Italy personally. So we'll see on that one. Vitonian to City. Jerry, apparently we're going to move on through now. We've got Ake. We're going to go for our main targets now. But I wouldn't be upset about Vitonian for a year, really. He's a very good player. So I wouldn't go against that at all. Frizzlad just said France won the World Cup with two left-footed centre-backs. Is that true? By the way, that's true. That's fantastic. I can't even remember who their centre-backs were. But if that's true, well, there you go. I don't get this idea that two left-footed thing is a bad thing. I think it's... For whatever reason, Carragher's been talking about that today, but it's kind of nonsense. Someone just asked about the cast thing. Why did not I make a video about cast? That's the next thing today. Now, if you haven't seen it already, Der Spiegel have leaked more emails about financial fair play. And it's prompted a statement from Manchester City. I'll get onto that statement in a second. Someone said, why haven't you made a video? For one, I am not a lawyer. That's it. I'm not a lawyer. And it's very hard to kind of comment on these things with the right education, because I mean, I'm a football fan. I like talking about football. I absolutely hate talking about litigation and finance. I just like talking about football, you know, football and fandom and being passionate about the club. But it's very difficult to read a 93-page document and scan it, then also read all this stuff and understand what holds someone to account. So basically, I do think this is serious, if we're being honest. I do think we have to pay attention to it. The fact that Manchester City released a statement straight away suggests to me that they don't take this too lightly. Now, I don't think they're overly worried, but it is an issue. Now, this is City's statement. The City said today, the questions and matters raised by Der Spiegel appear to be a cynical attempt to publicly relitigate and undermine a case that has been fully adjudicated after detailed proceedings and due process by the Court of Arbitration of Sport. Manchester City's policy remains not to comment on out-of-context materials purported to have been criminally obtained from City Football Group and Manchester City personnel. Now, that's fair enough. It's a pretty strong statement from Manchester City, but largely what this ascertains is it's about the idea that Stuart Pearce, Manchester City, well, not depends if he's employed or not, but apparently he was asked during the trial whether he concluded any deals, basically, and he said he hadn't. Now, these emails allegedly show him discussing deals, which is a world away from actually concluding a deal. A person questioning a transaction is not the same as a person concluding it, which could be a big thing in terms of, it's hard to say basically how important that is. I don't understand it massively, but basically his involvement and his stance is very clear to Simon Pearce. I think he'll go nowhere, but the one concerning thing is that what Der Spiegel are doing now is that obviously, they leaked all these emails initially, but they've got like 6 million documents or something stupid like that. Now, what we're going to see is basically they're going to start releasing stuff now that will try and contradict what Manchester City said in court. Now, the full CAS award is out to public. So they'll go through all their emails they've got now, looking for anything that contradicts what CAS have put out there publicly. So it could get a little bit messy, and it could be that they're going to leak more and more and more stuff, and it could be very complicated. Honestly, though, it tires me as a football fan. I just want it to be over. I want to talk about football. But unfortunately, this isn't going to go away. It isn't going to go away. But we'll see. City have come out pretty strongly about it, and we just have to deal with it. Let's talk about football, though. Actual football. Elsewhere today. Sorry, I just need to blow my nose a little bit, but I'm not going to do it yet. Do you know what? I'm going to go. Nicola, could you do a favour? Can you give me some tissue?
Yes.
So, thank you. I'll turn off the camera briefly, and then I'll blow my nose, because I really need to. Because I'm just a little bit specific today. But we'll get on to another player in a little bit or two. I just need to kind of get this little runny nose thing. I've had hay fever quite a bit recently, so I'm going to just kind of like go off for a second. Be right back. And I'm back. I've blown my nose. Sorry about that. I didn't want to be on video blowing my nose. But yes, going back to Pedro Porro. Apparently, the guy we signed last year, we got him from Girona last year, and then we loaned him to Real Valladolid. We had an indifferent loan, but he was really highly rated at Girona. Very good in his first season in the Liga. But now he's going loan to Sporting Lisbon for 2 years with an option to buy, so it hasn't worked out there. I'll get to some of your questions now. Life of Pi, Stephen, if we're supposed to have a budget of 300 million and we've only spent about 70 million, who else do you think will buy for that much? Well, just because we've got a budget of that Life of Pi doesn't mean we're going to spend that amount. I reckon, obviously, it could be a centre-back, it could be a striker. Well, imagine we've spent 60, 70 million of that now, as you're saying. Maybe we spend another 70 million on the defender, then maybe we spend 70 to 80 on a striker. Striker's a little bit more expensive. So maybe when you got those two there, all of a sudden that just takes it up, doesn't it? That takes it up. I don't know who it's going to be. Who do you all think in terms of strikers? Let me know. I'll read some of your comments out. Okay. Thank you. Some of the comments, I'm not really... let's have a look. Jadila keeps asking about Nabil Touazy from EDS. He's nowhere near, mate. He's miles off the quality, and he's barely even played for the EDS, so... Liam Delap's better than him. He'll be leaving the club probably this summer. So I don't know why you think. Maybe you think he's better than he is, but he's just not good enough, pal. Not strong enough, not fast enough, and probably not good enough finisher. A good player at one point, but he's just miles off. Danny Ings says Matt. Dzeko says Ezo. Salman saying, what about left back? We might go for left back. Apparently, Nori, that young defender, apparently we're looking at him. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But I don't know if we'll go for left back. We might go for it, but it might be that we just decide to use Ake. Maybe Alaba, if Alaba comes available, maybe he's a dream transfer. But personally, I can't see Alaba coming to Manchester City. I've got a feeling he wants to go to Spain or something like that. I don't think he wants Manchester. I don't really blame him because it's not always the most attractive places to go to. Fritz reckons Diego Carlos looks good. Diego Carlos does look pretty good. I've been doing a bit of research on him. He looks strong, doesn't he? He looks strong. He looks fast. He looks tenacious, like a young Otamendi. And young Otamendi would be good to have. I know we got older Otamendi, but for a while Otamendi looked very promising with the Guardiola. That 17-18 season, I would like a younger Otamendi definitely. And that's what it reminds me of. But faster. Brian said, who's your striker choice? I mean, Haaland would be fantastic. Haaland's just as I said, he's a brute in front of goal. He's lethal. He's aggressive, and I really like that idea of having someone who's a little bit more physical. Sorry, Hayfield's gone mad today. But I like the idea of having someone a little bit more physical in front of goal. And he's also obviously the Manchester City connection, but I can't see that happening this summer. He's going to stay at Dortmund for another season, and then maybe Lautaro Martinez. I mean, he's not a million miles off Aguero, is he? He's basically pretty similar. He's very, very similar kind of thing. Enes Anal would have been good at Prem bowlers. I mean, I don't think he's anywhere near the level. But I would like Martinez. He's just Aguero, isn't he? He's like an Aguero clone. And he'd be very nice. Throw the checkbook at Mbappe. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Immobile, how old's Immobile now? Let's have a look. Immobile, isn't he like 32 or something like that? He's 30. We won't go for a 30-year-old striker. We need a long-term striker. The lap from Beyond Belief. I would love the lap to be involved, but I've got a feeling he might be a little bit too young for them. He's only 17 still. The lap's fantastic, but we need a little bit more time for him, I reckon. I'm sorry about the sniffling bias. Mertens is too old, I agree. Lautaro will go to Barca, that's what he wants according to Gamer. Stick with Jesus, in my opinion. Well, we're sticking with him too, RG. You've got to realise we're not saying in place of Jesus. I genuinely think it's a case of, what if Aguero next season gets injured? What if Aguero's sharpness is gone because he's a little bit older? What if he's just not quite the same as he was when we first, he's getting a bit older now. If he gets injured next season, we've got one striker, we're going to need an alternative. I think we start planning for life after Aguero now. So maybe Cavani for a year, life of Pi suggested, which wouldn't be a bad shout. Because Tolga, Mbappe would cost more than that. I don't think he even wants to come to Manchester City. Mbappe will clearly end up at Real Madrid one day or something like that. I don't know. And Mbappe said he's going to stay at PSG next season. Kaz Assad reckons Alexander Isaac. I watched a few videos of him, and as good as he looks very, 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 very raw. Like, very raw. His touch looks really, really kind of a bit unreliable every now and then. But he seems like a good player. Braff is not a striker, but yeah, good player. Sorry, I'm going to go camera again. Morgan Rogers isn't a striker either. Moody. Morgan Rogers is more of he's more of a creative midfielder. He's not even been that impressive, unfortunately, for the EDS. He's a good player, but he's definitely not a striker. I'm not sure where this misinformation comes from, but he's never been a striker, and he's definitely not good enough to be a backup either. What happened to Claudio Gomez? Just didn't make it. Judy, he was at loan for the second tier of PSV side. He's nowhere near good enough, unfortunately. He's definitely moved on. He will be moved on soon. Adama Traore. Oh, he's a winger, isn't he, Jerry? Once again, not a striker. I mean, Traore, we're not going to get Traore, obviously, now we've got Ferran Torres. It makes no sense whatsoever to get two wingers. I mean, he's a good player, clearly, but we're not going to sign Traore for like 80 million when we've got Ferran Torres. Pete said that, yeah, under 25 are willing to press. For me, I'd like Kai Havertz, but it's not going to happen. Hasn't Piatek had a bit of a weird time at the moment? I don't know. I swear he has. He went to Hertha, right? Is that Hertha? Yeah. So he went from Milan to Hertha, but he's not done that well. I can't really see us signing someone who's kind of flopped a little bit of Hertha Berlin. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just doesn't seem like a Manchester City signing. So regardless of what we want, Kristen, you're not asking a question, so I can't answer the question. Ask a question instead of saying, please answer my question. But Piatek, I can't see us going for someone who's not done that well at Hertha Berlin. It doesn't make any sense, personally. It's just not a very Manchester City kind of thing. Iheanacho, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? What do you think about Kane? Well, Kane would be fantastic, but can anyone really see Manchester City going for Kane either? It just doesn't feel realistic, does it, unfortunately? I would like it, though. I think he'd score about 40, 50 goals in our team. Thierry Ambrose is just a bit naff these days, unfortunately, brother, as well. He's miles away. And Nemache's barely scored for Middlesbrough. We've got to be realistic about these things. I like Nemache, but he's a long way from Manchester City's level. And Ambrose has been struggling to score over in France as well. As much... Foul Paula. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Luka Jovic is not a bad shout. Luka Jovic, obviously, he's had a disappointing time over Madrid, but why not Manchester City? The lap for me, Adam, yeah, but he just seems a bit young, doesn't he? But back onto the Ake stuff. What do we all make of Ake? Yes or no on Ake? Let me know how you feel about it. Yes or no? I'm quite excited about Ake. I think he'll be decent. I think he's a good player. And I think there's nothing wrong with what we got for him. I think he's more than good enough to be a squad player. I think we should be happy about it. There's so many comments, by the way. I'm not used to this many comments. Look at all the comments. Stop using... stop spamming, Stephen. It's very annoying. I'm going to put you in timeout if you spam. It's very annoying. Habits of Foden. I want both, gamer. It's very, very nice. I didn't even know there was a slow mode. How did you put slow mode on? I don't know how to do it, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There's just so many comments. It's just very, very, very quick. But this is, I guess, what this happens when I do it at this time of day. But I like it, though. By the way, is everyone hitting subscribe? Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Definitely yes. Yes, Ake from Jonathan. Yes, but not for 40 million. Okay, fair enough. I'm all right about Ake from Greg. And what about Joao Felix? Xavi, that's a good point. Joao Felix has had an indifferent time over at Atletico Madrid. He hasn't really fitted in there. But were they really going to give up on a player they spent that much money on? He's like one of the most expensive players of all time. I would take him at Manchester City. I think he'd be a very interesting proposition. And it'd be very good to see him. But I just can't see it happening properly. I think basically... Felix will stay there. I would like it, though. I would like it. Don't get me wrong. I would like Felix to get a go here. He also fits the profile. Jesus is a winger, Stephen. Yeah, maybe, but I think he's going to be playing as a striker until we get another striker, potentially. Dybala, Esteemed Kompany. Yes, Dybala would be pretty good as well. I would take him in a heartbeat, but I can't see him leaving Juve. You can't see him leaving Juve at all, unfortunately. A lot of people are saying Jimenez, he'd be good. It's just the age, isn't it? It's just the age, unfortunately. Let's not get another Koulibaly because we need Garcia at a club. No, Rav, I disagree entirely. I think Garcia can be the fourth choice. He's too young to rely on every week. Personally, I don't think so. As much as I like Garcia, I don't agree. Christian saying, what if David knocks us out Champions League next season? It was like, yeah, well, so be it, unfortunately. David, I love him to bits and I'd forgive him. We'll cross that bridge if it comes to it. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there because my dinner has turned up. Nicola's walking in right now. I'm going to turn the camera around. She's walking in. And she's not here yet, but I'm very excited for this. Thank you for everyone for joining me. Make sure to subscribe. There she is. Where she's
Meat.
She's got meat and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to basically sign out now, but I'm going to have my dinner. But it's good. I hope you're enjoying these videos, by the way. If you are enjoying these and you want regular videos, live ones, let me know. I'll do it around 6:30, 7 o'clock every day during the transfer window. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. It's been good fun. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Give this video a like. It's 458. I want it over 600 very soon. I'll see you in a bit then, guys. Thank you very much for joining in, and there'll be more videos coming. Have a great dinner. I will do. Have a great evening, everyone. Nicola the Legend. See you indeed. Thanks, Stephen, from Judy and everyone else. You're all wonderful. Love you loads. Bye-bye. That's loud.
Sorry.
Bye.